What's up, everyone? I've got an interesting one for you today. This is the SJRC F11. It is a folding GPS drone with a 5G camera that is tiltable from the remote, just up and down. So we'll take a look at this one, explore the flight modes, because it has some interesting ones, including both follow me and image tracking. So we'll take a look at that as soon as we get back. Okay, so like I said, this is a folding drone. Kind of folds into this brick shape. It has some decent heft to it, and that's mostly because of this large 3-cell battery. Now, they claim 25 minutes of flight time. I took this thing out. I got over 20. About 18 minutes, it told me I had low battery. I let it go until it was over 20 minutes, and then I landed it. So 25, probably a stretch, but maybe on a nice day. I was flying on a cold day, which does in fact affect battery life in a negative way. Now, this drone has a ton of different flight modes that I really do like. It has follow me. It also has image tracking or object tracking. You draw a little box around what you want it to follow, and it will follow that. It'll kind of stay in one place and just kind of track it around, which is cool. The follow me will actually follow the GPS on your phone on the controller. So as you walk, it'll follow that way. Both of them worked well. Now, my first flight flying this was not super fantastic. I got that toilet bowl effect from the GPS. It didn't lock on really well. I'd like better GPS calibration and better GPS calibration instructions. So maybe I was doing it right. I was following the instructions, and if you've flown some of these drones coming out of China, you know their instructions aren't always the best. And while these aren't the worst I've ever seen, they certainly are not the best. Now, this camera, 5G capable. You're going to need a 5G phone in order to utilize it, at least see it on your smartphone. Now, it does record on board the drone if you have an SD card, and it is a 1080p camera. That said, it has a lot of distortions. You'll see kind of a crest along the horizon, and it does not correct for that, and it's not on isolation mounts. There's nothing kind of protecting this camera from jello, so you will get some jello. It really is a shame because a lot of what they did here with this drone was done really nicely. It folds up compactly. It has good, powerful brushless motors, a really good flight time, pretty decent range. Now, I don't like to push the range on these drones. Pushing the range is the best way to lose it. It certainly will fly within your line of sight and pretty much as far as you can see, at least in my area, without running into trees or houses or things like that. So I didn't have any issues with that. I was flying it over the pond without issues. You know, really nice drone, with the exception of this camera was really kind of disappointing. Now, you can really kind of judge that for yourself. I do believe it takes better still photos than it does live video. That is because there is no image stabilization, and it's not on isolation mount, so there's no dampening to kind of protect it from jello. That was really kind of a poor oversight by SJRC. Now, I've also seen the Z5 version of this F11. That is basically this drone, what looks a lot like this drone, a lot of the same technology, but it has brushed motors. Now, these are brushless. Absolutely better, more powerful. This thing will handle the wind a lot better than the cheaper counterpart. Now, coming in about $150, we got this from Banggood. Thanks, Banggood. Is that a good deal? Well, that's kind of up to you. If you don't mind that camera, or you can see the quality, judge for yourself, then sure. There aren't a whole lot of drones that do a whole lot better for $150. It's a good drone to kind of learn some flight modes and things like that on. A good beginner GPS drone, but you can't really do much about that camera, so you're kind of stuck with that. Now, I've put the, say, action cameras on different drones, or even the Osmo Pocket, I've put that on a drone as well, but I wouldn't put it on this one because there's no isolation mounts. It really isn't a good place to put it. The remote control is also decent. It has a nice folding design, a lot like the drone here, so they kind of come in that folding pairs. Definitely pattern after the DJI Mavic. But this is not a Mavic. It's not a Spark. Don't confuse it with them. And don't think that you can buy one of these and get away with passing off those photos or videos as a DJI product. They just aren't cutting the mustard in that case. Now when it comes to a good drone to compare it to, I'm going to go with this JJ Pro Epic, also known as the Bugs 5W. Now it has also this camera on servo, so you can tilt it up and down. Basically has the same capabilities minus the active track or the image tracking. But this one does have a better camera, and maybe the camera isn't any better, it just happens to be on isolation mounts, which means you're not going to get as much jello. Now I actually used this drone, took the camera off and threw on my Osmo Pocket, and heck, yeah, that's going to be better video. But you know, the reason I could do that is because of these isolation mounts. So I could actually put on pretty much any other action camera that's going to be an upgrade from this or this on this drone. So this drone a little bit cheaper, the JJ Pro Epic, than say this SJRC. So I'll roll some more video. You can take a look at that. Make sure you check us out on halfchrome.com.
Alright, so I'm going to start by showing you the follow me mode. You just kind of slide it to activate. I'm putting the drone up in the air, and then I'm just going to walk along the path, and it is going to slowly follow me. You'll kind of notice that I do adjust the drone from time to time, make sure I'm getting over these trees, my neighbor's tree there. But this was one of those flights where I was having issues with the GPS, so you're going to see it's going to kind of start to swirl here. I'm kind of getting that toilet bowl effect. I'm going to have to land it and readjust the GPS, make sure I get all the satellites, and that will eventually go away. But something that I experienced a couple of times with this drone wasn't the best. Now here we are angling the camera down. You're going to see that is a pretty nice feature. Now, one of the things that I don't like was whenever I'm recording a video, the drone beeps at me, or even when I adjust the angle of the camera, which I'm doing here, it beeps. It's annoying. So you can hear that here. Awesome, right? Now, something that was a little obnoxious, pulling the video off the SD card, it came out in a strange format, had something to do with the 20 frames per second, and actually the video coming off of my smartphone, which is what I'm showing you here, ended up being a little bit crisper. Now, like I mentioned before, you can see there is some distortion. You see kind of that fisheye effect as we get over towards the geese here. You know, so whether you like this video or not, that's up to you, but this is what you're getting, right? So you're going to get this camera. It's not on isolation mounts. Could have been done a little bit better. Quality is okay. $150, decent. You know, is it spark-like quality? Absolutely not. So take a look at the video. You can decide for yourself.
Hey, thanks for watching. Make sure you check us out on halfchrome.com. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell button so you get those notifications when we upload new drone videos for you. Happy flying.